What's up, everyone? We got another solve analysis of a top tier solve. Today we got probably one of the most impressive single world records in the recent history or of all time. Max Park's 147.79 7x7 single. That might not be right. But also the fastest 7x7 solve ever. Pretty rare to get an unofficial world record during an official attempt. So we got this solve. Max Park, I've watched him do a lot of solves. Doesn't quite do as much fancy stuff, but the real, the classic Max Park of no pauses, no nothing, but we'll see kind of what he does here. All right, let's get going. We got to start. He's gonna start with blue. Yeah, so this is definitely the right choice. I'm looking. I see blue is obvious in the sense that these four make up the outer bar, and you can slide in with this middle piece right here really quickly. Then you're only missing one more piece down here, which you can accomplish. You can make 2 bars really quickly on this without even disrupting this 2x1 and this corner here. I already see essentially the buildings at 3 bars right now. Actually, where were we for the orientation? Forgot how to reset orientation. All right, so let's start with blue. What does he do? Yep, 1, 2, 3, boom, and then we do that solve. Are you kidding me? What? Did he really do that? Oh my god, this is so bad. So Max, you look at this right here. He has this spot, and he's gonna do that move, this M move, to bring that piece up. But if he does an F or moves his back right here, when he does that move, it'll make 2 bars instead of 1. But instead he just makes, instead he makes 1 bar, and then you see that rotation and these moves right here are completely unnecessary. He could have also that was totally unnecessary, but it worked. I mean, like, I think this solve is gonna be a good example of how you can get away with doing a lot of unnecessary stuff, because if you just have it really fluidly, that's like the Max Park style. This stuff's all pretty standard now. These are pretty nice cases, for sure. Okay, nothing too. Pretty standard stuff so far. That was weird. Why would you? I don't know exactly how this is executed, but you don't want to end with your center on front. You definitely want to do an R wide 2, like. See right here, you already have green on front, on top, and you're doing green next. So you just want to do an R wide 2 here. Don't do don't end like this. That's weird, because now you're just gonna rotate back up. Gotta be kidding me with this stuff. Okay, Max actually does more ridiculous things than I realized. So right here, one second, let's go back. So right here, we're in this position. Oops. So we're in this position right here. Okay, so we have these pieces right here, and we have this outer piece right here. What we want to do first is to eliminate a slice. We want to align this piece to here first, and then add this piece in. We see what Max actually does is he adds this piece in first, and now he has to slice this piece into place with 2 slice moves. If he did it the other order, he would not need to use any slice moves. And this is just it's just a waste of time and like a lot of risk, high chance of error. Okay, this is all right. Max is not averse to using slice moves, I'm noticing. This is fine. Yeah, all right. All right, good stuff. These are all pretty standard bars coming together. Don't like this pick right here. Let me tell you why. So quick, this isn't that big of a deal. I keep forgetting space is not. So right here, we're right here, we need a corner in this spot right here up in the top left. And Max picks this corner, but you really should pick this corner, because if you use this corner, you have these two pieces together, and it's the same speed to use either corner, just U or U2. So you might as well just use this corner and not have two free floating pieces and just have them together. Yeah, so I don't really like this, but all right, standard stuff. Okay, not bad, not bad. All good, all good. Oh God, whoa, whoa, whoa. Max made the outer. That's okay. It's the same stuff. He's just doing a lot of slice moves. A lot of slice move. So these first two centers were actually done like faster than anyone has ever done. Like first two centers, it's like 20, which I like. Pretty wild how fast here. Let me go get the video. How does he use? Oh yeah, inspection first of all. Like yeah, get that second bar going. Like he does these first two centers in like 20. It's actually pretty wild. I mean, they do fall together really nicely, but he is just doing a lot more slice moves than he should be doing in some of these cases. So 21, like that's insanely fast for first two centers. You just they just flow. That's like a good example of how you can get away with doing inefficient stuff if they just flow. It's gonna be fast no matter what as long as they're flowing. All right, so he's on white, or what is he doing actually? He's doing white. Yeah, yeah. Okay, he's doing white. This stuff's pretty standard. I don't really like that, but it's okay. It wasn't the best options. It wasn't a good case. I mean, all right, that's good. Good stuff. Good stuff right here. This is all good. Good stuff. I don't know what he's doing there. A little bit of a mistake there. Didn't know what was going on. Not a big deal. This is some good stuff. Ooh, red is looking juicy. Holy crap. This is a really nice red case right here. As you can see, there's already this 3x2 block made down here, so I hope he extends that. What the... This is honestly like the worst. Oh my god, this is like... This is terrible. There's like, I see like 4 things that would be better options here. So, if we're in this situation right here, and like, okay, so we're right here. We have a lot of different options right now. Red is real nice. But, so you have this 3x2. So right here, if you want, you could build this 3x2 out into a 2x5. There's not an obvious case right here. Like, this is the first 2x1, and we're missing the second one, so it's not like instant. That's fine. Also, you have this 2x1 right here. Building this middle bar isn't that bad. I don't think it's ideal, but it's fine. And he does that, which is okay. And if you notice what's going to be nice, so right here, you're going to go down right here. See this? You're in this position right here. What do you do in this position is really important because of 2 things. Let's go back. Because, so when you go down here, how do I pull this? How do I rotate it? Like, I can't drag it down or something. Yeah, whatever. So when you go down, let's go back. We're right here, right? So if we go R wide 3, F, R wide, then this 2x2 block will nice up matchly with these 2 pieces to make another bar, leaving this full bar saved down here, really easy to pull out. But then, I don't know, it just feels like he builds the outer bar first because of that. And now, what the real thing is, I'm saying that there was a really fast 3 bars in that setup, but because of the way Max does it, he gets a really easy 2 bars. And now, as you can tell, this next bar is going to require 2 slices right here. While if he'd done the F first, he could have saved probably a whole second on getting a faster 3 bars. Like this is just this is I mean this is pretty in like I mean, this is pretty nitpicky because like he still obviously is executing this stuff really fast, but like when you're at this level, like the reason why I have better centers is because I like, don't I like mine are more efficient and like just like picking better options. Like Max is like definitely picking some incorrect options here. So all right. Also, I'm pretty sure Max only does middle bar first, which is not ideal. So do not do an R bar prime. If you, I don't even know what the next move is, but if the next move at this point is R wide prime. Oh my god, no! Why? You got lucky, but like no. Okay, here's why you don't want to do an R wide prime right here. So there's no way like Max knew what was gonna happen. Is what I'm saying, because in this case you want to finish this middle bar out, right? And that's like actually this isn't even the best option. So really, what you should do in this case is you see how you have these like I'm saying like what I would do in this case, which is probably I think definitely a better option. This is like an instant two bars on the right. So what you do here is you do M U2 M prime, and then you do an R wide, and that like that will match this 2x4, which will match with this 2x1 to make two bars real fast. Probably only marginally better right now, but like yeah, this is. Oh wait, actually, it's even faster. Sorry, what am I thinking? This is not right. What you do is you match this 2x2 with this 2x2 right here. This is like the obvious option. You match this 2x2 with this 2x2, which is 3 moves. Then you match this 2x1 with this 2x2, which is another 3 moves, and maybe like a U. So like we're max of 8 moves right now, and we have 2 bars on the U face, and we have to insert them on left. This is like this isn't even that advanced of a trick. This is just seeing when you're on last 2 centers, you need to build your multiple you need to build 2 bars at a time. Building the middles, I'm almost positive Max only builds middle center first, and that's not good. This is definitely a lot better. Honestly, like Max's, in terms of Max's centers, Max's strengths lie in 3x3 stage aggressively, transitioning across aggressively, and his edges are phenomenal. His centers are, out of me, Felix, and Max, Max's fundamentals on centers are easily the worst. He has a similar splits to Felix, but that's because he turns so fast, he overcomes his fundamentals. But he can't overcome them enough to deal with like the inefficiencies essentially. And so like this is right here is a big thing. This is at least like this is like a second right here. His first 2 are okay. I've been watching. His last 4 are not great, and his last 2 are like actually really bad. So right here, this is just really inefficient. Because even if you are, say you're building the middle bar first, let's assume that we're building the middle bar first. You don't want to do this for multiple reasons. One, you're building the middle bar first, so you know your next option is you're going to build an outer or a secondary bar. And the secondary bar right here, it already has these 4 in a row. That's probably the next best one. And you don't want to mess it up, because while this piece is going to land here, you're not going to know that and like at this speed. Like it's not something you can really rely on. So you just do another U prime and then use this piece, which isn't attached to this 4x1, and then you don't risk messing it up. So this is like honestly like the worst possible option to pick from. And then he overshoots that, which is surprising. What is he? One sec. I need to watch this again. Okay, so this is good. This is good and bad. So this is better than like what I was kind of expecting to happen, but it's bad because it's still not optimal. So you're in this case right here. This is a great case. This is actually one of the best possible. Assuming you land in this case, this is phenomenal. This is one of the fastest ways to build 2 more bars. So look, you got this 2x2 block right here, and this 2x2 block right here. And the real gimme is that you have this kind of like this corner thing, meaning this corner thing, the hardest part about building 2x5s is identifying which oblique is going to match up. You don't have to worry about that here because you have this corner thing, meaning it's both already there for you. So what you do here is you do a real quick 3 moves, match up these to a 4x2 right here, and then this corner will now be sitting here after that. And then you do a U2 and you match up, then this 4x2 will match up with these 2 pieces right here to make a 2x5 in 8 moves with no slices. Max's isn't bad. Well, he does some inaccurate stuff. I'm pretty sure he got. Oh god. This is like it's just not very efficient. Also, like you can see right here where, like, this is what he wanted to do right here, but he like brought it. First of all, this you can kind of see the thought process almost going on right here. So the first thing is that, all right, I'm gonna make. I see this big. He sees this like almost done 2x4, which is fine, but it wouldn't. It'd be fine if this other 2x2 wasn't sitting right there. He sees, all right, I can match up this 2x1 right here, and then I have to do an mu2 m prime with these two pieces or whatever other pieces to finish it off. So I have to do all. Then probably have to finish it off with some slices, but then so now he gets into this position, and he's like, now he realizes right here immediately he should see like this is gonna this. Now you're in an mu2 m prime position, which is good. Just do the mu2 m prime, and then you're done, which is at this position is the best option. But then he brings the piece back down on accident, and then now once you're in this new position, you got lucky and you still have the same case. Do an mu2 m prime again. Don't bring the piece back up. Instead, he brings the piece back up, and then does this again, which leads to like this more stuff. This is pretty nitpicky. This stuff right here isn't as important as some of the stuff I was talking about earlier. Like, I'm like getting to like, given that you've made this mistake, like what's the best option now? Is not as big of a deal of pick the right option on the first try, essentially. Wait, did you just slice that? I don't think you did. No. Okay, yeah, this is good stuff. No. So you're right here, right? Like, there's no reason in this case. You have it's like 6 moves to build, like, what, like, oh god, this is just like, this is it's honestly, actually, I can't believe you did this. This is like the worst possible case. So in this position right here, you have this bar right here, and you have this oblique, this oblique, this oblique, and this oblique are all free to like add onto this bar. But instead, what like Max does is he matches this oblique to here with an R wide U2 R wide prime, as opposed to just doing and like a literally anything else like U prime R prime. Like there's no reason to do a U2 like this. There's just it's like a one move thing, but like just there's just no reason to do that. All right, this is actually a really bad last 2 bar case. Which you should not do like that. He forces a 2 commutator case. I don't like this at all because it's the same number of moves essentially. He matches the corners. You get to match the corners in a line at some point, but here he has it. Okay, so this is actually one of the worst cases. In this case, it's not as big of a deal. In this case, so I'm not a master of this stuff, but you don't want to match the corners. You never want, if you have a case like this where you can either match the corners along this bar or on the left bar, always do it here, because then you're leaving this middle piece out, and you always want a commutator to this middle piece to last, because there's a decent chance you'll just end up in the position where you can solve it with mu2 m prime while doing your other commutator, which then cancels the whole commutator. Never force a double commutator with both obliques, because this right here is the worst possible commutators only left option. This is the worst possible right here. And you don't want to force yourself into that. So he does 2 commutators. There's like not too much. So yeah, so he does 2 commutators, right? Like that, not a big deal. So yeah, these centers were 54. Really fast centers. And like I obviously pointed out a ton of mistakes in them, but I think it's like Max executes them like so fast. Like we can just like, I mean, I'm not gonna watch it, but yeah, he just actually like it's more. That's like the importance of like not pausing and stuff. All right, so now his edges are really good. Max has solid edges. Let's just check him out. What's he doing? White green. All right. Yep. Don't do that though. Oh, he might have needed that. Okay, white green, white red is next. All right, like that. Good choice. I don't think there's gonna be much to say about edges. First of all, Max has solid edges. They're definitely they're a lot better than mine. Missed turn right there, not a big deal. Max's edges are not a lot better than mine, and I saw this happen in person, and I was already very impressed with the quality of these edges. So I don't think there's gonna be that much to talk about, to be honest. White blue. Is it white orange? Does he do white first every time? No way. White orange must be easy. Yeah, white orange. So I'm not sure if he does white first. I don't think he does. In this particular circumstance, doing white first was a good option. Quick note here. This is not a big deal. This is something that I should start doing more also, just for anyone in general. So right here, you're in this position right here, and you got 4 pieces, right? And you got to flip. 2 of them need to get flipped to match the other 2. And you can do the pure flip, but it's slightly more efficient to cancel the flip with this insert, because you got to do a flip is doing 2 inserts basically in reverse, in like one with an F, one with an RU. You can insert this piece right here, line them up, and then do the insert for this one, which essentially just cancels that one of those inserts. It is something that like almost no one does, and I don't really do it myself. It's just something that like you should be on the wary, like you should just be looking out for it just in general, but not a big deal. In the future, like I think this is definitely a spot you can pick up some efficiencies, something that people should be doing and at least thinking about more. Red blue, right? There's no way it doesn't do red blue. Orange blue. What the? Orange blue. Red blue is like done. Orange blue. Interesting. Red blue. See it? Red blue right there? I'm really surprised he didn't. Oh, never mind. He does do red blue. Whoa, okay, yeah. I was like, there's no way. Yeah, he does red blue. We're good. We're good. Another same thing right here. He does a pure flip when there's another edge to be inserted. Stuff that's like not a big deal, but you know. Just pointing out some possible optimizations. No one in the world like does this kind of stuff, so. What is this, orange blue? This is unfortunate. There wasn't that many good options, but he saw, like, he did this really quickly, so it's fine. Oh yeah, reconstructions by Brest. Just a missed turn right there, not a big deal. These edges, I mean, these edges are really smooth. Orange blue or white orange. What's it? Yellow blue. One sec. Whoa. Yellow blue. Yellow blue is an interesting pick. As you can see right here, you have orange, yellow, all the pieces. There's 2 pieces right here, 2 pieces right here, 1 piece right here. It's Max has been picking the oh, never mind. Actually, wow, Max is really good at picking this stuff, because that was actually that was actually a better decision. Wow. I'm watching the reconstruction and I almost messed it up. Wow. So yeah, really good stuff on these edge picks, on these edge selection right here. Then orange yellow didn't get messed up. I'm sure he knows this as well. A little bit of execution fumbling there, not too big of a deal. What's he doing right here? Oh, red yellow. He had red yellow. That's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Check out his last 4. Not known to be the greatest at last 4. He got a nice case. Nice case. So slice, slip, slice to solve 4 out of 5 on this case. Pretty good with green and yellow. Did he slice, flip, slice again? Yeah, not a big deal. In this case, it's a slightly more efficient to set up a cycle, I think. But slice, flip, slice is not a big deal. I think it's fine. Ooh, another nice case. Oh, he's getting... Okay, so these are some pretty nice last 4 edges, which is kind of assumed, given you had the best solve of all time here. Like, these are some pretty nice cases that you like to see, for sure. So 4 slice, flip, slices to solve 2 edges. Pretty solid. Not bad at all. Then he has a single parity. What the... I imagine he knows that this wasn't going to be double parity, is what I'm thinking. And he didn't want to... So if he knows... Okay, so this is uncertain if this is genius or luck. But I'm going to give him... I'm going to bet it's genius. So in this specific case, you have this, right? And this is a pretty easy to recognize last 2 edge case where it's obviously double parity. Or single parity, sorry. Inner parity only. So the 5-5 inner case, obviously... You have a parity case on 5-5 inners. If you look at the outers, this is going to be matched up, and this is not going to be matched up, meaning you have a slice up slice at the end if you were to solve parity right now on the inners. But so what that means is you can do parity and then do an easy last 2 edge case, or if you want, you can not do parity right now and then solve the parity at the end, because you're not going to have to do a double parity. But so this ends up being 2 slice up slices to finish this. I still don't think, and then parity. I don't think it's better. So, in fact, it's not better. This is worse. This is worse. I'm going to show you why exactly. Also, I'm going to show you exactly why this is worse, and I'm going to set it up. Okay, so this is what Max has. This is Max's last 2 edge case right here. Is it? Wait. No, it's not. It's close, though. He's got... Oh, I think it's this. Yeah. So this is Max's last 2 edge case right here. I should have done this on a different edge, but it's okay. He's got an inner parity. He's got parity like this on the 5-5. So the parity case for 5-5. He has this parity case for 5x5 right here. So he's got these 2 swapped. And Max doesn't actually know this case. I know what Max does is he does a flip, and then he'll do the parity case, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, I think. But what I'm saying right here, so the 2 options are what Max does, which is he has 2 slice slip slices and then pure parity. But pure parity, first of all, is one of the slowest last 2 edge cases. In Max's case, what he could have done is he could have done this. So that's 4 moves. That's faster than a flip. And then he does parity. Okay, I know it from the left for some reason. And then he does parity. And then, at worst, it either will line up correctly or it won't. And then it's 1 slice slip slice. So it's a faster parity alg plus 1 slice slip slice is what Max has. Well, I know that specific parity case, so I would have done so like in this specific case, like I would just go ahead and solve this parity directly. And then I end up with a slice slip slice case, which is 100% better. But the thing is, the worst case if you do parity first is you have a slightly faster parity alg, and then you have 1 flip, a faster parity alg, and at worst a U2 slice slip slice versus a slower parity alg and 2 slice slip slices, which will be worse every single time. So I really wouldn't recommend doing it like that. Also, the way Max did it requires that you know you have single parity. Double parity, single parity, or single parity. The only way Max's thing would be ideal, he might have gambled that, like, he might have thought, maybe I have double parity, and then I'll save it, and I'll do a pure inner slice parity. But I'm not 1,000% sure on this, but inner slice parity is so slow, except maybe Max does it pretty quickly, that I don't think that's worth it. And you might as well, if you do have double parity, unless you know for sure, you have to know. I only think it's worth it if you know 100% of the time that you have double parity. I don't think it's worth it if you're just kind of guessing you might have double parity. And anyways, in Max's case, that's a really easy to determine case where you know you only have single parity. So if you know you have single parity, it's definitely not worth it. The only way it would be maybe worth it is if you were 100% sure you had double parity, which obviously was not the case because he did not have double parity. Anyways, big tangent on that specific case. So anyways, he solves this the way we were talking about. Bro, I have no idea what you're saying. Yeah, that was getting a little technical, but let's see. Then it's parity, and then I imagine it's a Max Park 3x3 solve, so I can probably follow it, but he probably did it 4 seconds faster than I would. Like, sometimes I can't follow what Felix is doing, but Max doesn't do, like, super fancy stuff. He just does it really, really fast. So, standard stuff. Nice. Oh, these are pretty easy at 12 cases, but, you know, it's Max. And standard OLL and PLL. I forget what he has. He has like this A perm that he executes like flawlessly. Max like ring flicks his A perms. It's so ridiculous how he can do it so fast every single time, like flawlessly. I'll show it in the video. Like, check out this A perm at the end of this solve. It's so stupid. It's so fast. Like, look at how fast he's turning this thing. Like, that A perm, like, he did the A perm like 1.2 on a 7x7 with ring flicks. It's that Hay 7, guys. But, okay, it's so fast. So, like, overall thoughts on this solve. Obviously, best solve of all time. As I said before in other 7x7 videos, if you're breaking down a 7x7 solve, there's, like, you're going to be able to find anything to analyze because there's always a better option. But really, I think what really stood out is that throughout the stage, phenomenal. Edges were really good. I was really impressed with the edge selection. Max is insanely good at almost always picking the ideal edge. Obviously, this is a little better than normal just because it is his best solve of all time. You're kind of expecting it to be better than normal, but Max is really good at picking that ideal edge to work from, which is really what made this solve really great. The centers, the real thing is like centers, he gets away with doing all these inefficiencies because he never stops, and there's this crazy fluidity to it that obviously he doesn't have that. Honestly, I've watched his other solves, and he's actually less efficient on other solves, and he has less fluidity, which leads to a lot of his like 104, 105 centers, 110 plus if he's like off his game. But this is an example of really like perfectly fluid centers with why he can get away with doing a lot of inefficiencies to get 54 on these centers, even though like this is like probably like Max's best centers ever. While as like he like his edges are like what's really gives it to him, and he got a great centers. And if he wants to really be able to get under 50-second centers at some point, he's really gonna probably have to work on a lot of optimizations and stuff that I've been talking about. Like you notice that like edges in this video took about like three times as long as talking, or centers I spent like 3 times as long talking about just because of how much there's to work on, and edges were like really nice and smooth. So really obviously the biggest thing to work on is centers. Obviously best solve ever, faster than any solve I've ever done. So pretty impressive. Honestly, one of the best most impressive world records. I saw it in person. Absolutely nuts. And yeah, that was the solve analysis.